Hello, welcome to my stamp studio. I hope you all are doing well today, and thank you for joining me on your lunch break. I am on my lunch break as well, and today I'm going to show you a cute little fun fold card that you can make in a short amount of time, and we're going to have some fun with our Pampered Pets stamp set and our Happiest of Birthdays. So let me flip down the camera so we can get started. Here we go. Let me just see if I can get that a little lower. Okay, and get some light on the subject. Here we go. Well, I've got some shading coming in with that, but let's see if I swing it over on this side. If that helps any. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay, so if you're here and you're joining me for your lunch break, please say hi, let me know that you're here. And if you wouldn't mind, please share this video with your friends and family so they come over and watch. Facebook likes when people love and like and share, so send me a thumbs up, give me a little heart. And when you do share the video, please make sure to put hashtag #MyStampStudio so that I know that you shared it. Yeah, let's go get started. So again, we're going to be using our Pampered Pets stamp set. Really cute. This is carried over from the previous catalog. And then our Happiest of Moments, or Happiest of Birthdays, which also carried over. So I'm really excited because I really do like both of these sets. Now, the designer series paper that coordinated with the Pampered Pets are no longer available, but the dies are. So we will be using the dies today, as well as another set of dies that we'll be using is the Tasteful Labels die. And the one that we're actually going to be using is right here. So I've already done that piece. So I'm just going to put that aside. Okay, let's get stamping and assembling. So the first thing I have here is a piece of real red cardstock. It measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that's going to be our card base. It's not our normal card base that we folded in half. It's just the base. Then I have a piece of basic white, and this measures, ooh, it's kind of a rough edge there. Let me see if I can get another piece that doesn't have a rough edge. We'll just move this over here. This measures 4 by 5 1/4. Then we have another piece of real red, which measures 2 3/4 by 6 inches. And I scored it, when I put it in, I scored it at the 5 1/4 inch mark. I have a piece of designer series paper, which comes from our Neutrals designer series paper. And I have cut it down, so it was 6 by 6. And I went ahead and cut it at 2 1/2 by 6 inches. And then again, I scored it at 5 1/4. So when I put these two panels together, this score line should line up. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to adhere these two together. And I am going to use a strong adhesive, so I am using Seal. And I'm going to make sure that I get a... And you can choose whichever side of the designer paper you want. I just happen to like that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and actually I want to put a little bit more adhesive on here. Because this panel is something that's going to be moved a lot, I want to make sure that it's going to stick really well. All right, so I'm just lining this up. Just like that. Okay, now I want to make sure that this is, do it this way, scored really well. So I'm going to take my bone folder and give it a good press here. All right, and then I'm going to start some of my stamping. First thing I'm going to do is, this is the inside of my card. So I'm going to end up taking this piece and going right across the front of it, just like that. And this just does not want to sit right. Hold on, please. Let me just smooth that all out. Here we go. Smooth that out up here. And I'm just really burnishing that so it sits nice and flat. All right, so what I want stamped on the inside is going to be hidden by this. So I'm just going to leave this off to the side so I know about where I want to stamp. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take my real red stamp pad here. And I'm going to stamp It's Your Day from the Happiest of Birthdays. And this is a cling mount set, so I do not need to have a piercing pad or anything underneath it. So I'm going to make sure I'm putting this right in the middle. In fact, I'm just going to put it off to the side just a little bit. Just like that. And we'll go ahead and get that cleaned. Just need to grab my cleaner here. Oh, and I sprayed my arm instead of the cleaner. That was nice. Okay. Just going to move a couple things off the table here. There we go. All right, we'll set that aside. All right, now I also want to take a look at some of the little things in here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the little mouse. And, you know, I think we're going to do the little butterflies instead and the little hearts. And I'm just going to set them like that. And I'm going to take my black Memento stamp pad here. Let's close up this red before I put my hand in it again. And we're going to take this, make sure that's inked. And again, I want to make sure that I am staying within this width here. So I'm just going to stamp some right there. I'll stamp another couple right here. And then I'm going to pull off the hearts for a moment so I can just stamp a couple little butterflies right here. There we go. And I could actually come back with the hearts. I'm just going to stamp on a scrap piece of paper over here. Ooh. All right. And we should be good by having it right here. There we go. Okay, so that's the inside of our card. Cover that up for a moment. All right, so our next step then is to go ahead and we're going to adhere our front panel to our base, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to take adhesive and I'm just going to put it along this edge here. And again, I am using the seal because I really want it to stick. And I like to stand mine up. I center it and I stand it and then I fold it over. That way I know that these ends are going to meet together. All right. Now what I can do is I can actually take this and adhere it to my card base. Again, I'm putting enough adhesive on to make sure that this sticks. And we'll set that right here. Now I have done this same layout with a few other stamp sets, and later this week I will post it on my blog. I'm going to be starting a new series with 3 stamps, 1 layout. So using 3 different stamp sets and 1 layout, I can show you how to make 3 different cards, but you can very easily use the same layout over and over. Okay, so the next step, hello everyone, how are you today? Are you enjoying your lunch? What are all of you having for lunch? I had a Chobani yogurt. All right, so I'm taking our happy little bit late birthday. I seem to tend to always be late sending out my birthday cards. You know, even though I do this daily, I have such a hard time sending things out. So I have taken one of the labels from the Tasteful Label die, and it's the one I just dropped on the floor. And in this die set, you get quite a variety of dies. Let me just put these kind of back together because I had them all taken apart. So here are all the different dies that you get with this set. Really kind of nice for all sorts of sentiments and phrases. There are a total of 10 in here. It's really neat. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to ink this back up. And I'm just bringing this down a little bit so I can see that I'm getting inside my label here. And I'm just stamping that in real red, just like that. So I'm really just sticking to 2 colors with this card today. All right, now this is going to go on the front of my card just like this. And you could just leave the card just like this, but I wanted to have a little more something something. So I'm going to go ahead. I am going to adhere this on right away because I know that is where I want it, right in the center. Just like that. And I'm just going to move this up off the way. And now I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of scrap white. I have actually 2 pieces of scrap white here. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to stamp the dog and the cat. So this is for any cat or dog lover. And I'm going to stamp both of these in black memento because I am going to use my stamping blends to color this. So here's one. Yeah, that's it. Clean that off. And then here's my other one. And it is really like muggy in here. Oh, I should probably turn on the fans. It's been kind of stormy and raining. Omelets, that sounds good. I hope you had a good lunch. I hope it's yummy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my puppy dog. Just like that. It reminds me of the Lady and the Tramp dog, doesn't it? Well, maybe it doesn't, but okay, that's what I'm going with. All right. Now I'm going to pull in a couple of things. I'm going to pull in our Real Red blends and our Smoky Slate blends. And I am going to put a piece of paper underneath here because when I'm coloring, I don't want this to go through. And with the blends, sometimes that will go through. And I just need to actually get a black blend so I can do his little nose. And I'm going to get a little bit of Flirty Flamingo to do inside the cat's ears. So I've got my light Flirty Flamingo. Okay, so let's just start coloring. Let's go ahead and start with our dark gray here. So this is dark smoky slate. And I'm really just going to get the kind of bottom portions here, kind of where it would be shaded. Along here. Maybe right along here. All right, so I'm just doing a little bit of dark, and then I'm going to come back in with my light smoky slate. Make sure this is smoky slate, and I'm going to blend this right in. So the trick with blends is you can start with your light or your dark. It does not matter which one you do. It's totally up to you. But what you want to do is if you have your dark, wherever you have the dark, you want to bring it out into the area that's not yet colored or into the lighter area. It just kind of pulls that color through, gives it some shading areas. And what's nice about the Stampin' Up! Sets is you have these lines already in your images to give you guidance kind of where that shading should be. So I'm just going to add a little bit more here, way along here. And I can go back in and just blend that all in. I like to go in a circular motion when I am blending. You can do that with the blends. You can't do that with the Stampin' Right markers, just so you know. All right. And I forgot I was going to get his little ear. Let's see how it happens here if I try to do a little bit now. Oh, that works okay. All right. So here's the one, and we're going to get his little nose done here. And let's just add red in here for his collar. All right, so there's one. And now let's get our cat. And our cat's going to be the same color. I think maybe this time I'm going to do just a little bit of shading, not a whole lot. I'm going to keep her a little bit lighter, or it, or him, or... All right. So this one, I'm just going to take the whole... I'm going to leave these areas white for just a moment, just so I can get in my Flirty Flamingo for the little ears. And this is actually pretty quick. It's actually very relaxing to do. Okay, let's get our Flirty Flamingo here. And I'm just adding that right there. And I'll come back in with my light here. There we go. Okay. You can make the cat and dog whatever colors you want. You can make them multicolored. Just for quickness, I'm just doing that. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull in my Pets dies. And I have one for the dog. And I have one for the cat. So I'm going to run these through the mini cut and emboss machine. So I have that right here. So I have my plate number 1, which is the white plate, and then the 2 cutting plates. So let's get this one centered on there. Go. Here's one. I could have probably actually fit both critters on the one piece of paper, but I wasn't sure, so I went ahead and just did them separate. All right. Make sure when you take your dies off, you put them in a safe place so they don't accidentally fall in the garbage. There's nothing worse than losing a die. All right. And we are almost done, ladies and gents. This off to the side. Love that thing because it's so small. I can put it right next to me on my desk. Okay, so here are our cat and dog. And now we're just going to pop these up with dimensionals. And let's see, let's go to sheet of dimensionals here. There's one. And I'm just going to use a strip here. All right. Peel the backings off. Okay, right there. You know, and dogs are always happy. They're always just like, you know, tongues are hanging out, all ready to go. So there we go. Just like that. And that is my card. So I'm going to go ahead and actually color in the little hearts here. I'm going to grab my real red. And, you know, for grins and giggles, I'm going to color in the butterflies too. And I'm just going to color them in with the light and dark daffodil. So here I've got my dark. And I believe this is my light. That was daffodil, right? Yep. I have a whole pile of them all together here in a box because I was working on so many different projects that sometimes I grab out mango instead of daffodil. I guess it wouldn't have really mattered. Okay. Not that you can really tell the difference, but, you know, I'm coloring. It's fun. And now I'm just going to grab the hearts and I'll color the large ones in the dark red. And we'll do the small ones in, whoopsie, the light red. Okay. So there we go. That is our card for today. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was just a quick little bit of fun for you during your lunch hour. And there you go. And if you wanted, you can make a lot of cards all at one time using this same design. So thank you so much for joining me today on your lunch break. I appreciate it. Take care. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night at 6:45 p.m. Central Time on live at 6:45. Bye.